The Attica Fremont Championship Series like to thank all their great marketing partners for this season. Toulouse Bar and Grill of Fremont, Angry Duck Graphics, Berger Landscaping and Construction, Technique Electric, Victory Fuel, Sandusky Bay Remodeling, Velocity Printing, Janet Holbrook Design Graphics Group, Fair Auto of Bryan, Ohio, Premier Planning Services, Real Geese Decoys, Beef Designs, Reels Custom Fabrication and Chassis Repair, SCS Gearbox of Bellevue, Hoosier Tire Midwest, PMI, Gressman Power Sports, the Computer Man of Fremont, Rebar Die Casting, Burmeister Trophy of Fremont, Level Performance, Griff's Engines, Berryman Racing Shocks, Jack Fortney, Perfect Engine Pro, the Fremont Overhead Door Company, Elite Wings, Mattress by Appointment of Fremont, Truman Quarter Horses, the Fremont Fence Company, Engler Machine and Tool, Leuna Local 574, Ash Automotive, Terry Henrichs Auto Group of Archibald, Crown Battery of Fremont, Jason Dietz Trailer Sales, Napa Auto Parts of Bryan, the Bauman Auto Group, All Pro Aluminum Cylinder Heads, Kistler Engines, McIntyre Retirement Services, Sure Shop, Tap House of Greenville, Ohio, the Whistle Stop of Vinsonia, Ohio, J&F Construction and Development of Bucyrus and Kistler Racing Products. Bauman Auto Group, Pace Truck to the infield. 8 laps for heat race number 1. Top 4 move on. Green out, Chris Andrews with the advantage into turns 1 and 2. TJ Michael falls back into his tire track. Sterling Kling in 3rd. Trey Jacobs in that 4th and final transfer spot. It's been all Chris Andrews out front, TJ Michael comfortably in 2nd, Sterling Kling in 3rd, Trey Jacobs no challenge for the final transfer position. Cody Brewer, Lance Webb, Max Stanball now making a charge from the back of the pack after not getting a qualifying time in the 97 car. Luke Griffith on the tail. Cross flags go in the air, 4 laps in, 4 to go for Chris Andrews. Chris Andrews, his lead, a 2.5 seconds with 2 laps to go. Over TJ Michael, Sterling Kling, Trey Jacobs. Cody Brewer still in 5th. From 8th to 6th, Max Stanball, Lance Webb, and Luke Griffith. White flag in the air for Chris Andrews. Andrews out of turn 2, down the backstretch one final time. Through turns 3 and 4, he will take the heat race win. TJ Michaels 2nd, Sterling Kling 3rd, and Trey Jacobs all move into tonight's A main. Here we go, out of turn 4, green out for heat race number 2. Travis Fila with the advantage into turns 1 and 2. DJ Foose pulls to his rear bumper down the backstretch. Sean Rahal with a big run into turns 3 and 4, around Foose into the 2nd spot. Crossover move for Foose, he regains the runner-up position. Zeth Sabo sits in that 4th and final transfer position. Kyle Locke, Lance Heinberger, Jerry Doms complete the field. Philo, Foose, and now the race for the 3rd spot. Zeth Sable, the outside of Sean Rahal, gets all kinds of sideways into turn 1, gathers it back up. They go wing to wing down the backstretch for 3rd. Here comes DJ Foose taking a peek to the inside of Travis Philo for the lead. Rahal back into the 3rd spot. Oh, almost contact there between Rahal and Zeth Sabo in turns 1 and 2. There goes the cross flags in the air halfway home. Here's Terry Henrichs, Auto Group of Archibald, heat race number 2. Travis Philo, DJ Foose have pulled away. Now Sean Rahal comfortably in 3rd, Zeth Sabo 4th. But he's going to have company. Kyle Locke starting to reel in. Zeth Sabo in the 29 car for the final transfer spot. Kyle Locke up against the wall in turn number 1. Travis Philo continues to lead, but here comes DJ Foose. Big run to the inside of turns 3 and 4. Philo and Foose pull away from Sean Reha and Zeth Sabo. White flag in the air for Travis Philo. Mike Keegan leads lap number 1 over Stuart Brubaker. Cap Henry up to the 3rd spot. Creek Kimmon on the 4th and final transfer position. Cap Henry head of steam out of turn 2. The inside of Stuart Brubaker from the bottom to the top. Slides up top there and takes the 2nd spot. Here comes Cap Henry, takes a peek to the outside of Mike Keegan, thinks better of it, now goes back to the cushion. That opens the bottom lane to Stuart Brubaker. Brubaker slides up beside Cap Henry for the 2nd spot. Mike Keegan still holding on to that top spot. He's got a win in 360 competition at Waynesfield Raceway Park this summer. He continues to lead, but here comes Cap Henry, head of steam to the outside. The 2024 Ohio Sprint Speed Week champion. Cap Henry, the outside of Mike Keegan, wing to wing for the lead in 3 and 4. 2 laps to go. New leader, Cap Henry. Out of turn number 4, taking the heat race wing, going to be Cap Henry from 4th, Mike Keegan 2nd, Stuart Brubaker 3rd, final transfer to Creek Criminal, Larry Kingsey Jr., Cody White, and Josh Turner. 054-583, 054-583, 854-333, 854-333, and 854-326. 854-326. Go to the main office and get your big bag of JR's taters. Heat race 4 goes green. Darren Nida takes the lead down the backstretch. Here comes Casey Jedrzejek racing with Cale Thomas for the 2nd spot. Thomas, your quick qualifier in this heat. For the final transfer spot, Tyler Street and the 97 UK of Ryan Harrison out of England. It's been all Darren Nida as he comes to the cross flags halfway home. Casey Jedrzejek in that 2nd spot. Cale Thomas 3rd. Ryan Harrison, the 4th and final transfer position. Tyler Street, Brian Smith, and Brandon Moore round out the field. turn number 4. Taking the heat race wing, going to be Darren Nida. Casey Jenderson leads second. Cale Thomas third. Here's the race for the final transfer spot. Ryan Harrison holds off Tyler Street. Here we go, first of 4 heat races for the 305 sprints goes green. Paul Weaver with the advantage into turns 1 and 2. Blaine Keckler to the outside. Here comes Seth Schneider on the bottom of the racetrack in that 36 machine. J.J. Hennis takes a peek to the inside of Brendan Torok for that 4th and final transfer spot. Torok slams the door out of turn 4. Paul Weaver stretches his legs down the front stretch. His lead, 1.6 seconds. The race is for second, though, in the redraw spot. Blaine Keckler and Seth Schneider duking it out into turns 3 and 4. Brendan Torok has pulled away in that 4th and final transfer spot over J.J. Hennis, Logan Monjou, Heldon Miller, and David Hoppus. Paul Weaver adding to his lead out of turn 4. Two to go this time across the stripe for Paul Weaver. Blaine Keckler is now pulled away from Seth Schneider. Checkered flag falls for Paul Weaver. Second, going to go to Blaine Keckler. Third, Seth Schneider. Final transfer to Brendan Torok. J.J. Hennis, Logan Monjou, Heldon Miller, and David Hoppus complete the field. Out for your Sandusky Bay remodeling heat race number 2. Steve Rando, Zach Kramer side by side for the lead. Jamie Miller into the 3rd spot. Miller, 9 feature wins in 2024, 6 of them right here at Attica Raceway Park. He's got 3 at Fremont. He also has 3 dirt truck wins and a non-wing sprint car win. So 13 total wins. James Sam off the high side of turns 1 and 2. Back out past the Truck Works of Ohio restart cone with 1 lap in. Zach Kramer out front. Steve Rando in second. Jamie Miller third. Dustin Dine in the 4th and final transfer spot. Zach Kramer, big lead down the backstretch over Steve Rando. Here comes Jamie Miller, taking a peek to the inside of Rando for that 2nd spot. Dustin Dinan still in the 4th and final transfer position. Bradley Bateson, Tony Alvarez, and James Sam complete the field. 2 to go across the stripes this time for Zach Kramer. Rando and Miller still duking it out for second. Miller to the inside, Rando in the middle of the racetrack. There, wing to wing out of turn 2 for that runner-up spot in a redraw position. White flag in the air for Zach Kramer. Jamie Miller slide job in 3 and 4. Rando crosses over. Number 3 of 4 for the Fremont Fence and Guardrail 305 sprints. John Ivey with the advantage out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Austin Black in second. Brian Sabito, big run in the 3 and 4. Wow, into the second spot. Brian Sabito. Logan Reel into the 4th and final transfer position over Jim Leeser, Dustin Feller, and Braden Harrison. John Ivey out front of this one. Sabito in second. Now the race for third. Austin Black and Logan Reel. Reel to the inside of Black in turns 1 and 2. He'll take the third spot. John Ivey a tick over a second lead now over Brian Sabito. Logan Reel comfortably in third. Austin Black in fourth. Jim Leeser starting to catch him a little bit down the backstretch. Three laps to go in this one. It's been all John Ivey. His lead stays pretty consistent at a little over a second over Brian Sabito. Logan Reel comfortably in third. Austin Black fourth. Jim Leeser and Braden Harrison complete the field. White flag in the air. Brian Sabito has chopped off 0.4 of a second on John Ivey's lead. Down the backstretch one final time. Ivey to the middle of the racetrack. Brian Sabito right to his rear bumper, but John Ivey gets the heat race win. Green flag out for the 4th and final heat race. Tom Holcroft with the advantage out of turn 4 to lead lap number 1 over Jimmy McGrath, Dustin Stroop, and Casey Zebold. Hang on, Randy Rubel into the front stretch wall. He keeps rolling. Holcroft your leader, but here comes Jimmy McGrath to his inside. Slide job out of turn 4 and takes the lead. Dustin Stroop in third, Casey Zebold fourth, Randy Rubel, Jackson Sabito, Lee Summers complete the field. The cross flags will go in the air. 4 in, 4 to go for your final 305 heat race. Battle is for second, Tom Holcroft and Dustin Stroop. Stroop now takes that second spot out of turn 2. Jackson Sabito, Lee Summers get together in turn 1 to bring out the caution with 4 laps in. Single file past that Truck Works of Ohio restart cone. Jimmy McGrath out front, Dustin Stroop now in second, Tom Holcroft in third, Casey Zebo that fourth and final transfer spot. Now Zebo on the attack, takes a peek underneath Holcroft for the third spot. Checker flag in the air out of turn 4 for Jimmy McGrath Jr. Second, Dustin Stroop. Third, Tom Holcroft. Final transfer to Casey Zebo. Randy Rubel, Lee Summers, Jackson Sabito round out the field. Side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Dan Wallace with the slight advantage into 3 and 4. Colin Shipley to his inside. Shipley will lead lap 1 over Dan Wallace, Matt Irie, Casey Noonan, J.R. Gentry, Greg Haskell, Austin Brighton, Cody Truman. Colin Shipley continues to lead. Now the race for second. Dan Wallace, Matt Irie go door to door. Irie down to the inside of the racetrack. Will take that second spot out of turn 2. Matt Irie, not a lot of races in 2024. His second appearance of the season here at Attica for the former track champion. He is in that second spot. Colin Shipley out front. Top 2 have pulled away. Good race for third now. Dan Wallace in the X3 and Casey Noonan in the 1N. Noonan will take the third spot. He'll bring along J.R. Gentry in the 4th. Four in, 4 to go. Heat race number 1 of 3 for the UMP late models. Matt Irie has caught Colin Shipley down the backstretch, runs off his rear deck lid into turns 3 and 4. Colin Shipley, Matt Irie, Casey Noonan in third, the race for the 4th spot now. Greg Haskell takes a peek to the inside of J.R. Gentry in turns 1 and 2. White flag in the air for Colin Shipley. Checker flag in turn 4 is going to fall to Colin Shipley. Matt Irie in second. Casey Noonan third. J.R. Gentry 4th. Green flag out for your whistle stop. Presents the Dirt Nerds Podcast Heat Race number 2. Nathan Loney down to the inside, going to lead him out of turn number 4 to his inside. Races Jeff Warnick though. Nathan Loney, Jeff Warnick, Ryan Markham, Jeff Babcock, your top 4. Brandon Shields, Justin Chance, Herb Bright complete the field. Cross flags. Nathan Loney flying out front of this one. Jeff Warnick stays right in his tire track, so down the backstretch. Here comes flying Ryan Markham in the 5M. And Jeff Babcock in the 7B. Earl Blanket on the top 4 in the 1 and 2. Babcock the outside of Markham, and down to the inside for the lead comes Jeff Warnick. Warnick, Loney, door to door, out of turn 4, battling for the lead. Loney up top, Warnick down on the bottom. Still side by side, Ryan Markham, Jeff Babcock door to door. White flag in the air. One more time around, Nathan Loney, Jeff Warnick. Nose to tail down the backstretch. Into 3 and 4. Here comes Ryan Markham. Checker flag in the air. Who's it going to be? Nathan Loney over. Jeff Warnick, Ryan Markham, and Jeff Babcock. The inside of Kent Brewer out of Fostoria, Ohio in the 28. And on the tail, Cameron Tusing out of Toledo, Ohio in the 0. 8 laps, everyone to the A. Top 2 redraw starting spots 1 through 8 in the feature event. Kyle Moore with the lead down the backstretch. Devin Shields battling with Mike Boris for that second spot. Both of them recently putting together new chassis. Trying to turn their seasons around. It's hard to believe we're closing out the seasons in a couple of weeks, and Devin Shields has not got a victory at Attica Raceway Park. Todd Brennan going to join that duo battling for the second spot as Kyle Moore has pulled away. Kent Brewer spins in turn 1 to bring out the caution with 2 laps in. Green back out, Kyle Moore pulling away now from Mike Boris. Devin Shields, Todd Brennan battling for that 3rd spot. John Miller, Cameron Tusing complete the field. Races for 3rd. Todd Brennan to the inside of Devin Shields, takes it into 3rd and 3 and 4. 3 laps to go. Kyle Moore stretching his legs down the front stretch. His lead over 2 seconds. Kyle Moore has won 10 features in a row. Four in a row here at Attica Raceway Park. White flag in the air for Kyle Moore. The Hoosier Tire B main underway, 10 laps, top 5, move on, the rest we'll see here next weekend for the big Attica Ambush doubleheader. Cody Brewer leads lap 1 over Lance Heinberger, Tyler Street, Larry Kingseed Jr., and Max Stambaugh. Comes Heinberger to the inside of Kingseed. Kingseed got the 2nd spot, but Heinberger fights back. Kingseed now to the runner-up. Tyler Street, Max Stambaugh there as well. It's been all Cody Brewer flying out front. Larry Kingseed now in the second spot. Tyler Street in third. Big head of steam, though, into turns 3 and 4 for Tyler Street. Big run on Larry Kingseed down the front stretch. Standball in fourth. Lance Heinbarger, that fifth and final transfer position, but he's got company from Brian Smith and Cody White. Cross flags halfway home for Cody Brewer. Larry Kingseed, Tyler Street, Max Standball, Lance Heinbarger, Cody White, Brian Smith, Jerry Doms, Brandon Moore, Luke Griffith, Lance Webb, and Josh Turner. Street takes a peek to the inside of Kingseed in turns 1 and 2. Brian Smith, the outside of Heinberger for that final transfer spot. He takes it out of turn 2. Cody Brewer, Larry Kingseed, Tyler Street, Max Standball, now Brian Smith, your top 5. White flag for Cody Brewer, Kingseed, Street, Standball, and Brian Smith. Flag for Cody Brewer. Final B main of the evening goes green. J.J. Hennis with the lead out of turn number 4. Bradley Bateson in second, Randy Rubel third, Logan Monjou that final transfer spot, Jim Leeser and Lee Summers go side by side for the 5th position. Hennis continues to lead. Rubel now into the 2nd spot. Bateson back to 3rd. Monjou still in the 4th and final transfer spot. Lee Summers, Jim Leeser, contact in 3 and 4. Leeser spins. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Two laps in this one. 8 to go. Single file pass at Truck Works of Ohio restart cone. J.J. Hennis continues to lead. Randy Rubel, Bradley Bateson, Logan Monjou, your top 4. Cross flags go in the air halfway home. In this B main, the rookie J.J. Hennis, former must-see racing asphalt champion. Out front, Randy Rubel in second, Bradley Bateson third, 4th, Logan Monjou, Lee Summers, Heldon Miller, Jackson Sabito, Tony Alvarez. To go. Oh my, Logan Monjou had that final transfer spot. He spins in turn 2 to bring out the caution. File again past that Truck Works of Ohio restart cone. This time Randy Rubel put some pressure on J.J. Hennis. Hennis now pulling away down the backstretch. The battle is for that final transfer. Oh, Heldon Miller going to spin. Heldon Miller trying to get around Lee Summers for that final transfer spot, made contact and spins in turn 4. Single file again, past that truck, Works of Ohio restart cone. J.J. Hennis continues lead. Randy Rubel, Bradley Bates, and Lee Summers, your top 4. Here comes Jackson Sabito now to put the pressure on for that final transfer spot as the white flag goes in the air. Out of turn 4, taking the B main wing, going to be J.J. Hennis. Second, going to go to Randy Rubel. Third, Bradley Bates, and final transfer to Lee Summers. Here they come out of turn 4. Make some noise, Attica Raceway Park. Lights out on the speedway. Bombing on a group pace truck to the infield. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages here at Attica Raceway Park, it's time to get dirty for 30. Travis Philo with the advantage out of turn 2. We go 3 wide for the second spot exiting turn 2. Here comes TJ Michael with a big run down to the inside for the lead. TJ Michael, contact. They're still banging. Oh, hang on in turn 1. TJ Michael, Travis Philo, all kinds of contact here on the front stretch. TJ Michael, Cale Thomas, gonna lead us down to the green this time. Green out. TJ Michael slides in the lead. Here comes Cale Thomas. Big run off of turn 2. He'll bring along the 33W of Cap Henry. TJ Michael leads lap 1 over Cale Thomas and Cap Henry. Side by side for the lead. Slider in turns 3 and 4. New leader, Cale Thomas. Side by side for the lead once again, Cale Thomas, TJ Michael, Cap Henry, Casey Jedrzak, Mike Keegan, your top 5. Cale Thomas to the cushion in 3 and 4, pulls away slightly now. In the second goes Cap Henry. TJ Michael back to 3rd, Jedrzak in 4th. 5th, Mike Keegan 6th. Chris Andrews 7th, Sterling Kling 8th, DJ Foose 9th. Trey Jacobs, or excuse me, Stuart Brubaker in 10th, Trey Jacobs. 5 laps in. The lead, a tick under a second for Cale Thomas. These two have been battling each other here in Fremont all season long. Here comes Jedrzak into the 3rd spot. TJ Michael fights back down the backstretch, but Jedrzak takes the 3rd spot again out of turn 4. The lead, still a tick under a second for Cale Thomas over Cap Henry. 8 laps in the books this time by for Cale Thomas. He will catch the back of the pack here in another handful of laps. Buzz in the cushion as Cap Henry runs the middle of the racetrack. The lead, that time by Cap Henry, chopped half a second off. Henry within 2 car lengths now. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Trey Jacobs off the high side of turn 4 to bring out the caution. 3 wins at Attica, 2 wins at Fremont, a win at Waynesfield during Ohio Sprint Speed Week. Oh, upside down on the front stretch. Single file past that Ohio Truckworks of Ohio restart cone. Cale Thomas excellent restart. Goes right to the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Cap Henry falls back about 3 car lengths. Oh, another red in turn number 1. Tyler Street upside down in turn 1. Single file past that Truckworks of Ohio restart cone, still just 9 laps in. Cale Thomas with the lead down the backstretch. Here comes Cap Henry. Big run in the 3 and 4. Slide job for the lead. Cap Henry to the point. Cap Henry out front. Cale Thomas going to try to return the favor in 3 and 4. Can't get it done. Move Chris Andrews into the top 5 now in that 15C. 12 laps in. Top 2 are pulling away. Casey Jedrzejek comfortably in that 3rd spot. The race is for 4th. TJ Michael and Chris Andrews. The lead, 0.8 of a second that time by. Getting close to that halfway mark. Cap Henry looking for his 4th win of the season here at Attica to extend his point lead and close in on Cale Thomas for the AFCS. Oh, hang on in turn number 2. Sterling Kling spins in turn 2. Off the banking in turn 4, green back out. Cap Henry right down to the bottom of the racetrack. Cale Thomas continues to run in his tire tracks down the backstretch. Cross flags will be in the air halfway home. Race still heating up for the 5th spot now. DJ Foose, TJ Michael battling. Three-car battle for 4th. Chris Andrews, TJ Michael, and DJ Foose. The lead, 0.5 of a second. Cale Thomas staying within striking distance. Big run on the high side of turn 2 for Cale Thomas that time by. Cale Thomas still within a 0.5 second of Cap Henry. Cale Thomas has found something on the extreme high line of turns 1 and 2. Big run into 3 and 4. Slider for the lead in turns 3 and 4. Crossover. Cap Henry, now he goes up to that top line in 1 and 2. Cale Thomas, big run down the backstretch. Thomas to the inside. Henry up top, 10 laps to go. Move DJ Foose into the 4th spot. Chris Andrews in 5th for the lead once again, side by side. Cap Henry, Cale Thomas duking it out on the high banks of Attica Raceway Park, nose to tail. Big flyer coming in 3 and 4 once again for Cale Thomas to the lead. Cale Thomas back to the point. Slider in 1 and 2 for Cap Henry, regains lead. Cap Henry back to the point with 7 laps to go. Cap Henry good on the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Cale Thomas really good on the high side. Even in 3 and 4. Cale Thomas with lap cars ahead, and they are running that bottom line that Cap Henry likes. 5 flanges will go in the air. 5 laps to go, and lap traffic going to come into play. Nose to tail for the lead. Henry down to the inside. Thomas up top. Big run out of turn 2 for Cale Thomas. 4 laps to go. Cap Henry. Cale Thomas nose to tail into lap traffic. Single file past that Truck Works of Ohio restart cone. Green back out. Clean air for Cap Henry. Cale Thomas, Casey Jennerzek, DJ Foose, and Chris Andrews, your top 5, 3 laps to go. DJ Foose going to challenge Jennerzek for that 3rd spot. Here comes Cale Thomas again. 2 to go. Cale Thomas right to the rear bumper of Cap Henry. Gets a big run off the high side of turn 2. The white flag in the air. Cap Henry, Cale Thomas nose to tail. Here comes Cale Thomas to the outside. Big run out of turn 2. Down to the inside of Cap Henry. Side by side. Flyer in 3 and 4. Checker flag, Cale Thomas. Wow. The winning margin of victory, 0.078 seconds. His 4th win of the season here at Attica, his 6th career win at Attica, his 7th win of 2024. He found something in turns 1 and 2 on the high side and made it work on that last lap. Driver out of Fairland, Indiana, that Jay Kaiser Racing, number 23. Wow. You know, I made the statement in that about halfway through that feature. I said, you and Cap Henry all season long between here and Fremont have really been battling hard. You battled that whole race hard. What did you find on the high side of turn 2 to get such great runs?
You know, I kind of gave it up after I kept seeing Cap on the restart through the middle, you know, trying to protect. And honestly, I think it hurt me on the restart going into turn 3, and that's when he threw the slide job on me. But he saw me right before lap traffic underneath him, and I think I scared him into thinking I was back running through the middle like I normally do here. And, well, I've been watching a lot of the guys out in California, so I tried my best impression of them tonight, and I just didn't give up the top because I think that was the only way I could get a run, not being able to do it on the bottom or behind him in the middle.
Did you think it might be checkers or wreckers there coming to the checker flag?
I was worried because I just kept going down and down the racetrack, down the backstretch. But, you know, me and Cap race each other really clean all the time. And I gave him room earlier when we were battling at lap traffic. I could have shut the door on him, and I didn't. And he gave me the same grace. So just 2 racers racing hard who are really good here. And I hope the fans loved that show. How about that?
7 wins this year in this Jay Kaiser Racing 23. Pretty incredible season.
Oh, for sure. You know, we kind of had a couple weeks there last week, you know, just, you know, bad luck and misfortune. I talked about it last year, but just front wing getting knocked off last week sucked. And we brought a similar race car that we did last week, so I think we could have been good last week, and everything went our way tonight, and it just shows the perseverance and how much speed we have in this 23. Jay Kaiser, Spanky's Pizza, Schluss Bar and Grill, Napa, Bryan, Ohio, Ohio Refrigeration, Ohio Heating, SFE Services, England Machine and Tool, just everyone that makes it possible. I also have the wristband that Sandy gave me. I was thinking of Doug on the way here and what he would say to me having a bad week last week, and he gave me the pep talk I needed.
There you go, getting it done for the 4th time this season at Attica Raceway Park, Cale Thomas. Make some noise, Attica Raceway Park! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls here at Attica Raceway Park, it's time to jump and jive for 25. Colin Shipley will lead lap number 1 over Mike Boris, Todd Brennan, Kyle Moore, and Nathan Loney. Nathan Loney. Single file pass that truck, works with the Ohio restart cone, green back out. Oh, everybody hitting tractor tires in 1 and 2, moving them all around. For the lead, trading paint, Colin Shipley and Mike Boris. That's hard on the pop rivets in turns 3 and 4. Side by side for the lead. Shipley down low, Boris up top. Todd Brennan patiently waiting in third. 4 laps to go. 4 laps in, excuse me. Top 3 run nose to tail into 3 and 4, down to complete lap number 5. Mike Boris, Colin Shipley, Todd Brennan. Brennan takes a peek to the inside of Shipley for that second spot as we get ready to hit lap traffic. Mike Boris out front of this one. Kyle Moore has caught Todd Brennan for that third spot. These two have a little bit of history at the Hilltop Speedway. Boris looking for his first win of the season. Ten laps go in the books this time by for Mike Boris, Colin Shipley, Todd Brennan, Kyle Moore, Nathan Loney, and flying Ryan Markham. Mike Boris's lead this time by 0.7 of a second in heavy lap traffic. Brennan. Here we go, cross flags halfway home for Mike Boris. Shipley still in second. The battle for third, Todd Brennan, Kyle Moore, and Nathan Loney. Mike Boris's lead, a half second. Clear track though, looking good on the cushion. 14 laps in, 11 to go. Here comes a big run for Kyle Moore into the third spot. Not done yet. Takes a peek to the outside of Shipley in turns 3 and 4. 10 laps to go, and here comes Kyle Moore. Kyle Moore Rim riding out of turns 3 and 4. Mike Boris, you've got company. Kyle Moore to the inside of Mike Boris for the lead. Kyle Moore to the lead. Mike Boris down to the bottom. 7 laps to go. Side by side. Boris back to the lead. Nathan Loney up to the 4th spot. Moore down to the bottom. Big flyer. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Single file past that Truck Works of Ohio restart cone. Mike Boris, Colin Shipley. Mike Boris pulling away now from Colin Shipley. 5 laps to go for Mike Boris. Mike Boris's lead, 1.5 seconds, 3 laps to go. Move Nathan Loney up into the 2nd spot. Does he have enough time to catch Mike Boris? 2 laps to go. The lead's still 1.5 seconds. Good race for 3rd. Todd Brennan, Colin Shipley, and Flying Ryan Markham. White flag in the air out of turn 4 for Mike Boris. Mike Boris down the backstretch one final time. His first win of the season, his 8th career late model win for Mike Boris. Loney in 2nd. Todd Brennan 3rd, Flying Ryan Markham 4th, and Devin Shields your top 5. I don't know what happened to Kyle Moore, but you guys were having a heck of a race out there.
Oh, that was a hell of a race tonight, boys.
A new car, back to the old number, victory lane.
Oh, yeah, the old 15B's back.
You put this new car together, what, about 3-4 weeks ago, and it's been a huge difference.
Yeah. First off, I wish my wife and the rest of them were here, and we'll have to get another one for them. Second of all the guys at Black Diamond Chassis, Keith and Brian at Afterburner Performance, we went through a whole week with this with my chassis guy, and it paid off.
There he is, his 8th career win at Attica Raceway Park. How about it for Mike Boris? What do you say, Attica Raceway Park? Lights out on the speedway, 25 laps the distance. Ready to rock and roar off turn number 4, green out. Blaine Keckler with the advantage in the 1 and 2. Dustin Stroop in 2nd, Logan Reel 3rd, John Ivey 4th, Paul Weaver your top 5. Here comes Jamie Miller and Brian Sabito. Move Paul Weaver into the 4th spot, John Ivey up to 3rd. Blaine Keckler out front of this one. Dustin Stroop 2nd, John Ivey 3rd, 4th, Paul Weaver 5th, Logan Reel 6th, Brian Sabito 7th, Jamie Miller. Blaine Keckler pulling away slightly now from Dustin Stroop, John Ivy, Paul Weaver, Brian Sabito now into the top 5. Logan Reel 6th, 7th, Jamie Miller 8th, Zach Kramer 9th. Jimmy McGrath Jr., and we got a caution in turns 1 and 2. Single file to the Truckworks of Ohio restart cone. Green back out. Blaine Keckler trying to hold off Dustin Stroop. Paul Weaver around John Ivy into the 3rd spot. Blaine Keckler, Dustin Stroop, Paul Weaver, John Ivy, Brian Sabito, your top 5. 5 laps in. For second, here comes Paul Weaver with the run to the inside of Dustin Stroop. Stroop pulls to the rear bumper, Blaine Keckler down the backstretch. Throw a doily on the top 3 into 3 and 4. Seven laps in. Blaine Keckler, your leader. Dustin Stroop, 2nd. Paul Weaver, 3rd. John Ivy, 4th. Brian Sabito, 5th. Jamie Miller, 6th. Logan Reel, 7th. Zach Kramer, 8th. Jimmy McGrath, 9th. Blaine Keckler, Dustin Stroop, nose to tail into turns 1 and 2. Stroop with a big run off the high side of turn 2. Going to duck underneath Blaine Keckler for the lead into 3 and 4. Keckler crosses over, maintains that lead. Moves Sabito up to the 4th spot. For the lead, Dustin Stroop, that time by a tick. Dustin Stroop to the lead. He'll bring along the 1W of Paul Weaver. Weaver now to the 2nd spot. Paul Weaver to the rear bumper, Dustin Stroop. 12 in, 13 to go. Brian Sabito into 3rd. Sabito, big run on the high side of turn 2, the outside of Weaver for 2nd. Throw a blanket on the top 3. Oh, Brian Sabito off the cushion in 3 and 4. Single file past that Truckworks of Ohio restart cone. Dustin Stroop continues to lead, but getting all kinds of pressure from Paul Weaver. Battle for 3rd. Blaine Keckler and John Ivy. 11 laps to go. Weaver takes a peek to the inside of Dustin Stroop and turns 1 and 2. Moves Zach Kramer to the top 5. New leader Paul Weaver with 10 laps to go. Paul Weaver out front now pulling away from Dustin Stroop. John Ivy in 3rd, battle for 4th. Zach Kramer, Blaine Keckler, and Jamie Miller. Add Jimmy McGrath and Logan Reel to that battle. 8 laps to go for Paul Weaver. Would be his first win of the season here at Attica. His 3rd overall win of 2024. Paul Weaver, 73 career feature wins at Attica Raceway Park, looking to make it 74 total. His lead, 2.1 seconds over Dustin Stroop, John Ivy, Zach Kramer, Blaine Keckler still side by side for that 4th spot. 5 laps to go, and he has caught the back of the pack. It would be Paul Weaver's 71st career 3:05 win at Attica. Three laps to go for Paul Weaver. His lead, a tick under 2 seconds. Paul Weaver, his lead back to over 2 seconds. Over Dustin Stroop, John Ivy runs 3rd, Zach Kramer 4th, Blaine Keckler, your top 5. White flag in the air out of turn 4. Down the backstretch one final time. His 71st career 3:05 win for Paul Weaver. Dustin Stroop 2nd, John Ivy 3rd, Zach Kramer 4th, and Blaine Keckler, your top 5. You still talking about retirement? Probably. You don't see this very often. The old man's getting up on the wing. Paul Weaver, his 71st career 3:05 win with Dave Rice up here on the wing. Now he's going to try to get down. Don't break a hip. You know, Paul Weaver, you and I were talking at the fair race Monday, and I could tell the frustration. Heck, you even started throwing that R word around of retirement. But I don't know what you found in this car, but tonight this thing was on rails. Unbelievable.
Well, the last time I was here, it got bent and cracked, and Bieber fixed it. Bought a few new parts for it, and then changed up a little bit, and then Daniel decided to do a lot different stuff than we normally did, because this new dirt has me stumped. I mean, it's just like Fremont, but a lot faster. I know I'm not used to it. And tonight I could run anywhere on the track, even when they're wanting to chop me off, it still went.
71 3:05 wins here. That is unbelievable.
I wish I could have stayed in the 410s longer, but that's when I owned my own stuff. Didn't get no ride with anybody else till way later, and by then I was too old.
You realize that's over 150 wins between Fremont and Attica.
I got a lot more at other tracks where I wish I would have stuck around locally, but sometimes it's fun to get out to the other tracks.
Getting it done tonight for the first time this season, the 6th time Attica Raceway Park track champion Paul Weaver wraps it up